Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to ET Speaks, where we teach, preach, and inspire the youth to become the best version of themselves. I'm Elijah. This is my co-host Tyler here.
What's good?
And today we have a very special guest. His name is Devin Booker.
What's good, y'all?
Why don't you tell him a little bit about yourself, my man?
So, I'm actually 17. A lot of people don't believe me when I tell them I'm 17, but I'm really 17.
Grown-ass man right here.
Yeah. And I actually just graduated from high school, from Harlan, class of 21. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually going to Texas A&M San Antonio this fall, studying cybersecurity. And I work at Freebirds now. I used to work at Whataburger. I worked there for like a year and a half. But I wanted to, kind of segue into a new direction, meeting new people, learning new skills. That's important in life.
Hell yeah.
You can't be, stagnant, staying at the same place for the rest of your life. So I kind of felt like that, and so I want to talk about my purpose too. My purpose, like I was saying, is just to become a better person.
That's
love
what we're all
life.
about on this channel right here.
Exactly. Boss yourself up
Boss
and
up.
learn new things every day. You can learn something new.
Be better than you were yesterday.
For sure, and I truly believe that. And I actually, I started a YouTube channel just like them. Funny thing is, I think I started it as soon as they started it too. But
At the same time,
I didn't find out about them until probably like
A week ago, 2 weeks, I don't know.
Yeah, facts. But we clicked and we here now making a video. So
Let's get to it.
Let's get
yeah,
it.
if y'all want to check out my YouTube channel, it's Dev Talks.
Link in the description.
Sure.
Oh, guys, make sure y'all like, sub, comment, share, do everything you can. Share it to your mama, your granny, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So let's dive straight into this.
Shameless plug.
So the topic we're going to be speaking about today is the era of weak men. Now, Tyler, why this topic?
Why the
Why
topic,
this
era
topic?
of weak men?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's a good question, but it's an easily answered question. Why the era of weak men? It's the era we living in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the era we living in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat it one more time. It's the era we living in. And when we say weak men, I'm not talking about, oh, you get in the gym and you're just fucking curling the tens. I mean, they're weak mentally,
Up here.
they're weak financially, and they're weak spiritually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why is this an important topic, right? Well, as men, right, it is our obligation and our duty to lead. Some of y'all might watch that and say it's sexist. No,
It's not.
not at all.
Men lead, women follow.
All right. We'll touch on that
We'll
later.
touch on that later.
Don't click away just yet, right? But it's the era we living in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this important? Well, I cut off so many people. Why? Because they wasn't getting nowhere, right? I was bringing things to the table that they weren't, right? I was bringing my passion to the table. I was bringing my motivation to the table. I was bringing my inspiration to the table. I was teaching, preaching, and inspiring, and I wasn't getting the same in return. Now, what happens when you have a community of strong men?
Mm-hmm.
Now we get together, now we're building something,
Exactly.
right? What are we building? Community of other strong men. What happens when you're a weak man?
Strong men and women. Let's get that clear. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so sorry. I'm not sexist. Strong men and women, because that's what's important, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why that topic. Y'all got any speaking points on that?
Go first.
I feel like, yes, this generation, especially this generation, the one we're growing up in, you hear it from your parents, you hear it from older people where they say we have it easy, we got everything easy. But I really feel like, yeah, that's true to an extent, but at the same time, we're dealing with a lot of stuff they weren't dealing with back then, And
100% agree.
I feel like the way that we're brought up now is, men are becoming more feminine.
Facts.
They're becoming more feminine, and like it's like yin and yang. There's a positive and a negative. There's a balance to everything. So with men becoming more feminine, that leads to women becoming more masculine. Right, in our society, in everyday life.
Those are flipping.
Exactly. So that's why we're here not to, make a big difference and change everybody's viewpoint, but kind of, teach you a little bit about and open your eyes,
Point out where you're going and wrong, and
Exactly.
say how you can level up.
Okay. I kind of agree with that. You know what I'm saying? The yin and yang. I like the positive, negative. How everything is, flipped, and definitely growing up without fathers. Me and Tyler here. We have fathers in our life, but they weren't always there. You know what I'm saying? So definitely growing up without masculine role models definitely affects men and women growing up. You know what I'm saying? And then they end up being more feminine, not taught how to go and get it. You know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
that's the reason why we're here today. Just teach you a little bit, drop a little knowledge on you. Maybe you'll think about what you're doing. Maybe change some habits. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Stuff like that.
100%.
So, and we were gonna dive straight into our turning point on why we decided to be like this, because we weren't always strong leaders. We weren't always, we weren't always the way we are now. You know what I'm saying? There was
Everyone
definitely a
starts
turning
somewhere.
point. And
Everyone
so
starts
Tyler, I
somewhere.
was meaning to ask you, what was your turning point?
What was my turning point? All right, so I guess in the hero's journey, right? The hero isn't always strong.
Yeah.
The hero goes through his conflicts, right? I went through my conflicts,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes through his turning point, right? So I'm not gonna go into the details, but right, I went through my hero's journey. I had my conflicts, which led me to finding out about red pill.
Mm-hmm.
Crucial part of this journey, as a man that was formerly, right? That's the right word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
formally.
Feminine, right? I was very feminine.
Blue
to-
pill.
Blue pill, right? There's blue pill and red pill. I'm gonna touch on what that is in a second. But as a man that was blue pill, feminine, weak, my most crucial turning point was learning about the red pill mindset, learning how to be a go-getter, learning how to learn from other strong men, right? Stop indulging. Learning about this just literally, it's the gate you need to go through before you could walk the steps to success. If you don't unlock this gate, you ain't getting nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, why? Like, what led me to this? But Devin, you actually speak about red pill on your channel.
Yeah, I actually
What
just
is
did a video.
what is red pill to you? In case the audience doesn't know, I'm sure they don't.
Yeah, so you want me to explain it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so basically, red pill, it's not a pill you take. It's a mindset. It's a mindset up here. So if y'all seen the movie The Matrix, the main character, he basically gets approached by this guy. And it's a really trippy movie. It's a good movie. You also watch it. But for those who don't want to watch it, basically what happens is the dude asks him, which pill do you want to take? Do you want to take the red pill or the blue pill? Now, the blue pill is the pill you take if you want to keep living your life the way you're living it. Not change your mindset at all. Just basically just keep living
You want
like
to stay stagnant and you ain't trying to level
exactly.
up.
Just keep living like this. That's if you want to take the blue pill. But the red pill is you see the world for how it really is, no matter if it's good or bad. And that's something I teach on my channel too. That red pill. A lot of people say because red pill is good, and if you get too far into red pill, it can get negative.
Overdosing on that shit.
Exactly.
Pros and
Everyone in
cons.
their sorry, cut off, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it. Most people at the beginning of their red pill journey, they overdose on that shit.
Yeah.
We'll tap in on that in a bit. But
For
continue.
sure. But yeah, basically, you have to see the world for how it really is, whether it's good or bad. Whether you like it or not, you have to realize that this is how the world works, and you got to deal with it.
Mhm.
And the way you deal with it is you level yourself up, you boss up, and you make yourself a better person.
Mm.
Not to make it easier, but to kind of, understand that, I'm a human. Everyone around us are human, and they're living their life, I'm living my life. But how am I going to live my life to where I really want to live it? And that's where red pill comes in. But like he was saying, red pill, it's with anything in life. You can't have too much of anything. Even when you're at the gym, you can't rep, 100 times. You can't have too much sweets. You can't do too much of anything, because too much of anything leads you to failure. So that's the same with the red pill. And I noticed that a lot because, like he was saying, I overdosed on it. I know a lot of people do when they first start red pill.
Let me cut off one more
Go
time.
ahead.
Like he said, it's not an actual pill. This is a metaphor for a mindset.
Right.
Continue.
So basically, you know, once I started getting on red pill, this is a lot for a lot of guys too. But once you get on red pill, you start seeing, you know, this person, they don't really want to hang with me. They just want to use me for, you know, for my car or for my money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or same with friends, like, you know, this person's always asking you to hang out, but it's always to like buy them food or something. So you start seeing stuff like that, and you start picking out the stuff that people are doing, and you start thinking to yourself, is this person really want to be around me, you know, because they want to be around me, or it's because they want to use me, you know? And that's kind of where the negative side kicks in, to where you don't want to deal with anybody. You don't want to deal with that.
Feel lonely. You know
Exactly, and you start getting lonely. You start cutting everybody off, all your friends, you know, even sometimes family. I've heard it with family, where you basically just cut everybody off and you do you. But that's where a lot of people mess up, because you can't get in life with just yourself, you know. No matter how successful you think you are or how rich you think you are, you know, everyone got there because of help, you know, because you didn't get there by yourself. So yeah, that's kind of like something you got to keep in mind.
Let me tap in with that real quick, right? You were saying like how, like it could lead you to like cutting people off, or like you realize like, oh, they're using you or whatnot.
Yeah.
For me, I wasn't like realizing that people were like using me. I kind of like had the mindset like, dude, like as soon as you get on red pill, it's like a complete 180 turn, and it's fast. For me at least, right?
Yeah.
I found out about it. I just dove in head first, and it was a change. And I was saying like, there was one of the first things I heard is, you are your 5 closest friends, right? And then I looked at who I was hanging around. I was like, ooh, I can't be around this no more, because it's bringing me down. And then I'd be around people that I would like enjoy being around. But now it was so many of the things that we bonded over. Like, all right, many of y'all know this. I was a pothead for not a large portion of my life. I was a pothead for a solid minute though, and I was smoking a lot. Now that crowd that I was smoking with, well, whenever I hopped on red pill, I stopped smoking completely. Right now, all those friends like, hey, let's smoke. We ain't linking up no more.
Yeah, no.
And like, that's all they do when they link up is smoke, right? I ain't tapped in with that. And it's not just that. It's like other people, they'll be like talking about like some things that I used to fuck with, right? Hoes this, hoes that, yada yada yada. And now if I'm around that same environment, I'm like, it's not benefiting me. It's not making me money. It's not making me this and that, right? But after a while, you learn to reintegrate with society, right? That's whenever I fell off the face of the earth, right? I went monk mode, just completely hermit, just trying to level up. And that could be good for some people. It was definitely...
It's refreshing too. You know, it's a reset. Because, you know, we grown up in social media, you know, since we were little, especially kids now. You see little kids with iPads, you know, at the age of 4.
Kids having TikTok,
Exactly.
Instagram, Snapchat.
Exactly. So
Crazy.
you're already in that blue pill world, right? This reality. This world that's not real, but you're living in it every day when you pick up your phone and scroll through Instagram. You know, so I did the same thing you did too. Like, I went monk mode. I deleted social media. You know, I didn't talk to anybody. I just went to work, worked out, came home. That's what I did every single day. And obviously it wasn't healthy. But I mean, to a point, I feel like it did help me realize a lot, because it kind of reset my brain to kind of really focus on what's important.
Instead of mindlessly indulging for hours on end, which many of us fall victim to.
Yeah.
Now you realize that this entire time the steering wheel was in front of you, and you were
on cruise control.
You're on cruise control, cruising through the negative shit. But then red pill, you down that red pill, you're like, oh, let's steer a little bit this way because there's a pothole right there. Let's steer a little bit this way because I'm about to crash. You feel me? You start taking a little bit more control of your life. But we was on the topic of red pill, right? Yada yada yada. Let's go back to the main topic, the era of weak men. For some of y'all watching this, like I said, we're not referring to lifting weights, how strong you are, physically, mentally, physically. spiritually, right? So, what are some characteristics of weak men?
So I feel like for me, when I think of a weak man, definitely emotional. That's
Okay.
what I think of
Okay.
automatically when I think of when a girl says, "Oh, this dude was super weak." Like I'm not talking about like he was saying, not like strength wise, but up here. And you gotta be emotionally intelligent too when you're a strong man. You can't be, super emotional if you're.
Can't let it get the best of you, my bad.
Exactly.
Stoicism.
Yeah.
Sorry for cutting you off, but I have one thing I want to say is, all right. So a lot of y'all that are familiar will think that in order to be a strong man, right, a red pill, you just got to be like this macho, honcho, alpha nigga that never cracks a smile and yada yada yada. Nah, it's more so of staying stoic. And what I mean by stoic is you could laugh, you could crack jokes, be goofy with your friends, right? But when shit hits the fan, right, someone's in your face rambling, when you staying composed,
Yeah.
when you keeping your cool. In arguments, right? I actually told this to Elijah the other day. We was talking about it, right? In an altercation that is not physical, it's just an altercation of words. The weak person is the one that is raising their voice. Why? Because it's the easy thing to do.
Yeah.
It's easy to
Being
act off
emotional.
of emotion. You know, it's not so easy.
Staying cool
Staying
and
cool.
calm.
Even though you want to fucking, right? Maybe you want to throw some fists. Maybe you want to raise your voice back. The strong thing to do is stay composed. The strong thing to do is, friggin', this is how, if I ever do get into an argument, I'll make them feel like a dumbass by staying composed, and then I'll catch them slipping because they're saying some dumb shit. I'll point out that what they said is dumb,
Yeah.
and leave it at that, right? Staying stoic. When you stay calm, you could think on your feet, right? This person is hot. This person is raging at me. They're not really thinking about what they're saying. So next time you're in an argument, bro, just try it.
And like I was, I think you said it, or no, I said it. But in the beginning, how I was saying, men are becoming more feminine. Arguing, I think that's a feminine trait right there. Arguing verbally and stuff like that.
Yes.
Raising your voice at somebody. I think is very feminine because that's what girls do.
That is exactly what they do.
And if you really think about it, like, if you think, hundreds of years ago, back when there were real men out there, fighting wars and stuff like that, do you really think they were, arguing with their girl or their wife? No, like, if their wife wants to say something to them, how, let's say they disagree on something, right? The man's gonna be like, no, this is what I think, and that's that. And if the girl wants to argue, then she argues. But nowadays, I feel like it's also a lie too, because girls will say, "Oh, I like guys that are toxic," or like, "I like guys that argue." But at the same time, I feel like that's not what girls really want.
You see, that's toxic masculinity is still masculinity,
Yeah,
right? Toxic masculinity is still masculinity. They don't want that submissive nigga that's gonna just like,
exactly. Like just gonna
Because-
submit to them.
because if I'm submitting to her, what's he doing in the workplace?
Exactly.
If I'm submitting to her, a female that's not gonna hurt me, well, there's abuse instances, right? But she's not gonna do much, right?
But yeah, like that's how, like I was saying, like let's say like a female is arguing with you, right? If she arguing with you and you argue back because you feel like, oh, this is my point, and she's saying, oh, this is my point, and y'all keep going, like you're on the same level as her. You gotta think it like that. And girls will tell you, oh, I want the nice guy, I want the good guy. But nice guys, I mean, I don't know if y'all can agree with me, but nice guys finish last.
No. They don't even finish the race.
Yeah.
They don't even finish the race.
So that's when the girls will say, oh yeah, I want the nice guy. I want the guy who's gonna take me out on dates, who's gonna treat me like a queen, who's gonna blow up my phone, who's gonna send me a good night text every single night, who's gonna tell me I love you, girls will say they want that, but don't believe it, guys. Do not believe it, because it's just a trick. They're just using you for attention.
Validation, bro.
And validation, bro.
That's why
I promise you, the dude that she's seeing is not doing all that for her. She's just using you for, the good night texts, the money, the food, the gas to go somewhere.
He don't care about her.
Exactly.
You know why he don't care about her? Because he put his purpose first. Because he's stronger mentally, probably physically, emotionally, all that stuff that makes a strong man. He's tapping in with that. He's on his shit, not validating her, not caring about her. You know what I'm saying? So,
he's not sitting there arguing with her all night on FaceTime now.
Exactly.
He's not doing none of that.
The difference, one of the crucial differences between a strong man and a weak man in our society is, for a strong man, right? Females are a very occasional pastime, right? For a weak man, females are all the time. That's all they focusing on. All they focusing on is chasing tail, doing this, doing that. Where is it getting them?
Nowhere.
Maybe
if anything, it's getting you like behind. You know what I'm saying?
Backtracking you, bro.
Yeah.
It's backtracking you, and so many niggas do not understand that nowadays.
And that was the first characteristic of a weak man. You know what I'm saying? So the first characteristic, being too emotional, letting your emotions get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? And second thing that makes a man weak, in my opinion, is not being confident in themselves. Not being confident in their body, not being confident on the way they look, not being confident in how they are in the workplace, their skills, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it all comes from up here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You have a weak mindset, you're gonna be weak. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so some people will just like, well, I'm anxious because X, Y, and Z. I'm not confident because X, Y, and Z. But there is plenty of solves and resolves to those problems. So for someone that is not confident,
In what way?
maybe they're not confident in the way they speak, so they don't speak to people. How can someone like that solve?
But I mean, I feel like in that sense,
I feel like that's kind of like a knife that just stabs yourself, right? You're not confident in the way you speak because you don't speak to no one, probably, and you're not speaking to no one because so you gotta
get out
break
your comfort zone.
exactly. But I feel like I want to speak on that point because I feel like God or whoever created us, they didn't create us all equal. From the all. He didn't create us from the same starting point, is basically what I'm trying to say. There's people that are born rich, there's people that are born poor, there's people that are born a certain race, there's people that are born in a certain country. But it's fascinating seeing people who live all around the world in different places, that speak different languages, that look completely different, can become successful. And that's another thing, like how you were saying, like someone who isn't confident in the way they speak, so they don't speak. Well, you kind of have to get into that mindset of, okay, I know what I need to work on, so I'm going to work on it. And, there might be another dude out there that is a better speaker than you, that's more sociable. But you also have to understand that he wasn't born like that. He went through his own experiences, and you're not seeing that now because you're not him. But every time, I promise you, every time he goes up and talks to a big group of people, he understands, what he's been through. He understands, okay, I remember back in middle school when I was super shy to talk to people. Exactly. And I put in the work and I put in the grind to become a better speaker. So when he goes up to into the crowd and speaks, he has that confidence. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I talked about it in one of my videos. But true confidence comes from accomplishments.
Bro, I did not know how to put that into words, but that is.
That's what I'm talking about.
God, right there, bro.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
I'm gonna get that fucking quoted and hang it up.
True confidence. I'm gonna say again, true confidence, not arrogance, because they're two different things. True confidence comes from accomplishments.
How do you get that
of the year,
How do you get those accomplishments?
Respect that.
How do you get those accomplishments, my brother?
Put it in the
Put it in the work.
Put it in the work. All right. So one thing, all right. So many people could say that, you're just going to the gym because you're like obsessed with your body. it's an accomplishment, right?
Exactly.
Like it's not. How do you put it?
Those PRs, bro. That's
Those
an
PRs, that's an accomplishment. So that's
Yeah.
why you can walk around with your chest puffed up. It's not like, oh, he thinks he's the biggest nigga in the world. It's like, no. I just moved that way, bro. And I'm proud of myself, bro.
Exactly.
I'm not walking to look macho. I'm walking because I'm high on accomplishments, bro. I'm proud of myself. You move different when you're doing something with yourself, bro.
Yeah, bro, I feel you. I want to speak on that a little bit. So, you know, when you're confident in yourself, don't like a lot of a confidence killer is comparing yourself to others. I compare myself to, let's say I'm a basketball player, for instance. I compare myself to Michael Jordan. I'm obviously not at that skill level yet, but if I put in the work, I can get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the biggest in the gym, but man, watch out, bro. You know, I'm not the biggest in the gym, but I want to get there, so I got to put in the work, you know what I'm saying? If you compare yourself to him, it's just going to kill your confidence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compare yourself to the one in the mirror, the one you were yesterday, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because, it all comes from within. You have the decision to either stay the same or change.
Exactly.
What are you going to do?
And you're never gonna stay the same either, because like I feel like my middle school coach told me this, but he was like, you're never staying at one point. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And you gotta think of it like, let's say you don't want to go to the gym and you keep eating bad food. Do you think you're gonna stay the same weight? No, you're gonna get heavier and fatter. That's just how that's how it works. So, that's another thing where you gotta realize, have that turning point. For us, it was red pill, but for you, it might be something different, and you kind of have to figure out what your turning point or what you want your turning point in life to become a better person.
Facts, 100% agree.
So yeah,
100% agree.
What are some other characteristics you guys think that make up the weak man? Right now we got being too emotional and confidence, or not having confidence that makes the weak man. You know what I'm saying?
Lack of direction.
Lack of direction.
100%.
You need to find your purpose.
Yeah.
Work on your purpose every.
So why don't you talk
day.
about how to find your purpose? Because I know there's a lot of people out there. Because I've looked it up on Google before, like how to find your purpose, and I really didn't know.
There's no answer. There's honestly no direct answer, right? Because purpose is very subjective to the person, right? For one person, they could be all right. So let me break down what purpose is, right? Your purpose, for me, what my purpose is what brings me fulfillment. In what moment it brings me fulfillment, right? So, for example, speaking to y'all, teaching, preaching, inspiring. There's a feeling right here, bro. Y'all could call it corny or whatnot, but truly, there's a feeling right here. I get a hit out of, just like y'all getting y'all's hits out of busting nuts. Just like y'all getting y'all's hits off of that shit. This is how I'm getting my fix. But the difference is, it's a fix that is
improving.
It's making me better, and hopefully it's making y'all better, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's making the others around you better because you are who you hang around, whether you want to accept it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, we surround each other with like-minded people. He's doing good, it reflects off me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing good, it reflects off him. He's doing good, you know what I'm saying? It all reciprocates. You know what I'm saying? So definitely all that.
Can I talk about how we started this?
Oh, speak on it, bro.
All right, man. So
you know what I'm saying?
basically, what happened was when I was working at Whataburger, I had two coworkers, and they would come to work every 2 weeks with a fresh cut, and with the fresh cut, and they would basically, we were cool, so obviously we would talk about cuts and stuff like that, typical boy stuff, but we were talking about our cuts, and I told them that my mom used to cut my hair because it saves a lot of money, and my mom was like, her being Asian, you know how Asian parents are, so she was like, I don't want y'all really to be getting haircuts every 2 weeks, so I'll learn how to cut hair. So she learned how to cut me and my brother's hair, and I'm 17 now, and she's been cutting our hair since we were little. So but anyways, I don't mind my mom cutting my hair either. So she was cutting my hair, and they were getting their clean cuts. So I asked them, I was like, where do y'all get your cuts? And they put me on, but they were telling me like, oh, like he's super expensive. So I knew about him for a couple months, but I just never went. But coming graduation pictures, that's when I was like, I'm gonna give him a try. So I went, got my hair cut, clean cut. Shout out to Roman, clean cut. I appreciate it.
Definitely check him out, bro. I'll leave the link in the description.
For sure. Clean cut, and I really liked it. So we took graduation. I took graduation pictures. This was maybe like a month before graduation, and then come graduation, I go to him again because I'm like, I want to look clean. So I go to him again, and so basically I go to him again, and I see Roman there. And I know who he was because, you know, we went to the same school. We had a class together, actually. This was before COVID. Sophomore year, right? Or no?
No, junior year. I didn't come. I moved schools if y'all didn't know.
Yeah. Junior year. So it was junior year. But yeah, junior year, that was before COVID started. We had a class together. But
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, we had a class together. Like, I knew who he was because he was in football too. So, like, you know, like, that's another thing. If you want to get known in school, play a sport. Be good at it. People are gonna know you. So this dude, he just moved to Harlan, but you know he was good at football, so I already knew who he was, you know. But especially
validated him.
especially yeah, y'all go check his highlights out. But especially in our class, our teacher was super chill, so he didn't really care. So he would come into class, you know, every day and sleep,
chill,
bro. He would sleep. He would sleep every day, and
that nigga did suck.
And then,
what's up?
And then at the end of class, he'd basically walk around and be like, "Hey, who did the work?" You know, and like you try to get answer from everybody.
Bro, what's up?
You finesse the board, bro.
But basically, you know, I did my stuff. You know, like I always do my stuff. I'm on top of my stuff.
Because he's part Asian, bro.
especially when it comes to school, bro. But I was on my stuff, and he would come ask me. He'd be like, "Yo, like, give me the answers," and I'd be like, "Nah."
It wasn't like that.
I'd be like, "Nah." I'd be like, "Nah," because like I wasn't with that, and that's why I cut a lot of people off too.
Yeah,
like
Danny.
after COVID, a lot of people can speak on it. That went to my school, but I cut a lot of people off because as soon as COVID started, you know, everyone was starting to make these group chats, and they were like just sending around homework basically, and I wasn't with that because I was always the one that was sending stuff, and everyone was just basically like.
Feeding off you.
Yeah, benefiting off my work, off my hard work. So I was like, I'm not with that. So I just cut everybody off, and basically that's how it was at school too. Like I didn't really like. I mean, obviously, like sharing answers, like everyone's done it, but like I obviously appreciated it if you know you did the favor in return, or at least something else in return, you know. But like if I see some random dude in my class saying, "Oh, like, give me some help on my work."
I asked you, bro. I ain't
Nah,
stop.
Give me some help on my work. I'm gonna be like,
He's
nah.
a scumbag like that. He
Nah,
does sound like
bro.
something.
But anyways, yeah, he was that type of dude. So, like, I didn't follow him on Instagram. I didn't like have him on Snap or anything like that. But when I saw him at Roman's barbershop, and it was funny because Roman didn't tell me why. Because I set my appointment at 10 in the morning because that was the day of my graduation. I set my appointment at 10, and then Roman keeps texting me. He was like, "Nah, we can't do this time." I'm like, "Okay," but he didn't really tell me. So I show up there at like 10:45, and I see him cutting his hair. I'm like, "That's Eli." And then after he's done, like I dab him up, and we kind of talk about graduation and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. Like,
It was just that.
yeah, it was just two dudes like just dabbing each other up.
Huh?
You didn't even shout out the podcast when you dab each other up.
I was in a rush. I had to get back home. Come on, man.
Yeah, but anyways,
Come on.
it was just a quick, what's good, and that's it. And then I got my cut, and then we graduated. I didn't see my graduation at all. But yeah, that was pretty much it. And then maybe like a week later, his brother has an Instagram, and that's where he posts his haircuts. So his brother basically posted him, or I think I went to his brother's page or something like that, where basically, yeah, he shouted his Instagram out, and I was like, okay. So I clicked on his Instagram, and I saw that he had a YouTube channel, and I was like, no way, bro. At first I wasn't thinking no way, but I was like, oh, he has a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna check it out. And I watched his first video, I was like, no way this dude is speaking about this stuff. I was like, this is not the same dude I knew. And that's when I knew. I was like, he's on the same stuff I'm on. Because completely different from when I knew him before. And I know a lot of people, I saw a lot of people at graduation that, you know, I'm not going to call anybody out, but they either got fatter, you know, they stopped caring about, you know, how they look. You know, you look at them and you're like,
breaking out, acting,
yeah.
take care of
or
themselves.
like even like people that look exactly the same. Like I haven't seen you for a year and you look exactly the same. Like
no change.
Exactly. So when I saw that, and this was already when I had on my YouTube channel too. I had maybe like 2 videos up. I had my actually maybe 3 because I think I had my intro, channel intro, and then how it all started, and then also I also had a video with the girl. But yeah, that's when I hit him up. I was like, bro, we gotta do a video. And he was like, I can tell, like, you were like kind of skeptical at first. You're
I was like, bro.
Cause like,
let me check him out first.
Yeah.
Let me see if.
So he checked me out, bro, and we started talking, bro, and then we FaceTime, right? Was it that night? Or was it the night after?
I think it was the night after, bro. I was just like, yo, bro, we definitely got to talk about this some more. Link up, get a video on, because you know we're on the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
And it's hard, bro. Like I can tell you right now, like before I met them, I don't know anybody that was on the same stuff we're on right now.
Yeah, bro.
Talking about the same stuff, because like you think about, I know you think about high schoolers that have YouTube channels. You think about either they make like funny like skits, they make like social like questions, or like, you know, like they go to the mall and like ask random people stuff. Like that's what I think about, like when I think about high school YouTube channels. But you know, I wanted the main reason why I wanted to start my YouTube channel was because I wanted, you know, for everybody that was watching to kind of get an eye opener, because that's mainly what I want to do. Is I want someone to watch my video and be like, damn, I didn't think of it like that. And then they go on their own journey and figure out how to make themselves better.
I know exactly why you started your YouTube channel.
Why?
Because my man's wanted to teach, preach, and inspire.
Exactly.
That's exactly
I mean,
why we have him here.
yeah, I didn't word it like that, but like that's basically what I wanted to do.
It's exactly what you wanted to do,
but yeah, and then also like if I were to have a kid, like, you know, 10, 15 years from now, I would want him to kind of watch my videos, because that's another amazing thing about the generation we live in now. Like it's good and bad, because something you put online is there forever. You know, you might delete it, but it's still like in the server. It's still someone hacker, if they really wanted to, they could find something, you know?
Okay.
That's why they always say don't post anything you'll regret, you know? Or basically like, yeah, like if you were to work for a company, you don't want them finding out stuff about you. So I want my son, if I were to have a son, to watch these videos, especially this video, because, you know, this video is going to be up online too. And if I were to have a son, I would want him to watch them and be like, damn, my dad was doing this type of stuff when he was 17, you know, hanging around these type of people. And that's also like another like role model thing, where I want him to, you know, kind of have that eye opener at a younger age than I did, because I obviously want him to be better than I did. So yeah, that's why I'm in my YouTube channel. But yeah, the night after I DM'd him, we went on FaceTime, and
it was like instant click, bro.
Instant, bro.
We ain't talked at all.
Yeah,
like, ever.
Because we was on the same wavelength already.
Called me, instant click.
Exactly.
Next few days, link up.
Yeah.
And then
what do we do first time?
Shit, bro.
We hit the gym. We did high value shit.
Yeah, we hit.
And then we hit the gym.
We was leveling
went
up.
to the pool. I lost like 2 bets that day.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy E, bro. He hit a plate like fucking 27 times. I don't remember.
28.
28. I only
played on bench.
I only did.
Was that 135?
Yeah, 135. Yeah, but we had an eventful day. Like we were on top of it. Like we went to the gym in the morning.
It was Father's Day actually.
Yeah, it was.
Shout out to all the fathers out there,
yeah.
man.
But anyways, we went to the gym, went to the pool, and then we went to go eat after that.
It's because I lost a bet. I had to buy lunch.
Yeah, he had to buy lunch.
You had to pay for all of this. That's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what happens when you got wood, bro. That's what happens when you got wood.
Wood, before y'all, you know, misinterpret that.
Is what I give your bitch. Other wood.
Wood is when you can't catch the ball.
Yeah.
He could not catch the damn football to save his life.
Yeah.
So You already
And
know
we gave him
what time it
redemption too.
is. You already know. We let him.
We played it
We gave
fair,
him another
bro.
chance.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
played it fair, bro.
No, sorry though.
But I mean, we
Took
got
it-
you, bro.
You took your L.
I took my L. I took my L
We
that
got you,
day.
bro.
I try to redeem myself so many times. I was like, bro, whoever could get out of the pool is going on.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, that's how we met, and you know, I'm really, you know, I really believe that everything happens for a reason, even the people you meet, because you know, it's amazing how a couple days, you know, or not even a couple days, maybe like a day after I basically had an argument with one of my friends, you know, I see him, and then I hit him up, and then right after that, like we click, and it's kind of like, it's not really coincidence, but it's kind of like you had your purpose already lined up for you, and you kind of like I was saying, you had your purpose lined up for you. So when I met him, you know, instant click, instant. We got to do this, bro. Like, we're on here on a mission. You know, it's
a
not
business
that,
trip.
Exactly. We're not on here, you know, for no reason. We didn't, you know, I didn't meet these two dudes out of coincidence. Like, we're meant to, you know,
doing this
make
for
a
us.
change for
We're
y'all.
doing this for y'all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know, we talked about that a little bit, getting a little bit off topic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a sense we were, in a sense we weren't. But so
Back to the topic.
back to the
I love-
era of the
I
week.
love what
man.
you were
My
speaking
bad
about.
that. But you know, we
We
had
got another characteristic.
yeah.
So
we got
we said
another
emotional,
characteristic. We said non-confident.
not confident,
What's that one, bro? I forgot.
and you said
Lack of direction.
Lack of direction.
Yeah.
Lack of
So a fourth one is what we all been tapping in with lately is semen retention. You know.
All right, so that won't be all right. So the characteristic would be mindless indulgence,
Or
and then
no,
correlate.
How about,
or what
how
about?
about instant gratification?
Yeah, I was
Alright.
gonna say that. I was like,
Respect it,
gratification.
yeah,
respect it.
or like short-term gratification versus long-term gratification.
Mhm.
Like you gotta see the end result.
All right, so you were saying semen retention.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually something we're all tapping in with.
Yes,
You
sir.
mentioned this to some people.
Celibacy.
They're like, bro, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
They be laughing at me, thinking that shit a joke, bro. I'm doing this for me.
I was actually at a barbecue and this nigga tried to laugh at one of my homeboys for being on semen retention. I was like, me and Eli tapping with that. Get right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bro, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Mm-hmm.
but
And if they make fun of you, you don't need to be hanging around them.
y'all could tap in. Y'all could tap in with what y'all have to say. But and then I'll touch in because y'all might say it's like some weird bullshit. But I'm gonna explain a little bit of the neuroscience behind it. So y'all can go.
You wanna go first? All right, you want me to get it?
Oh, you go first.
All right, so I tapped in with semen retention because, you know, me just wasting my damn time on my phone all day, being bored, you know what I'm saying, busting nuts, chasing girls, all that stuff, bro, not good for me. Wasting my damn time, you know what I'm saying? And time is definitely one of the most, if not the most valuable thing a man
Definitely.
has, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I can't be wasting my time and trying to get on my purpose, bro. There's no time that needs to be wasted. I'm doing this for me. So tapped in with semen retention. You know, y'all see the glow, skin getting better,
Yes, sir.
hair looks healthy, getting the gains.
We all glowing up in here because we.
getting the gains. You know what I'm saying?
retaining.
We all glowing up, bro. Holding on to myself, holding on to my energy, bro. All that energy builds up. I feel more confident in myself. I feel like I want to do more things. I got more energy. I've been cooking, cleaning, doing homework, reading books,
Way
going to
more
work,
productive.
working out. Like, bro, so much more benefits. You know what I'm saying? So I tapped in with that for me. One reason is because I wasn't confident in myself, bro. I was showing a bunch of characteristics of the weak man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't think I'm anywhere near to where I want to be. Anywhere near, bro. But I'm definitely getting there slowly, gradually. You know what I'm
Working on
saying,
it.
bro?
Yeah,
I'm better than what I was yesterday. Not many people can say that.
exactly.
So that's my point. I mean, that's my take on it. What you
Alright.
think, bro?
So basically, semen retention is, I think, in my life, my biggest turning point was semen retention, for sure.
It's definitely a huge one. in my life.
So semen retention, for y'all that don't know, semen retention, y'all already know what it is, but it's basically not letting go of your energy. So that's like the clean way to say it, but
To dumb it down, you're not busting nuts.
yeah, you're not busting a nut. And when you think of it, you know, this comes back to being spiritual too. but you got to think of everything as energy, you know. This, you know, the way I'm talking is energy, you know. All this around us is energy. Even the stuff that isn't moving has energy, and that's another important reason why you have to hang around people that have good energy or good vibrations. You know, when they say, "Oh, you have a good vibe," that shit is short for saying, "Oh, you have a good vibration." So, and you need to talk into existence of good vibrations around about the stuff around you.
Yeah.
So it kind of ties back into semen retention about energy. So a lot of dudes, when they get into semen retention, they have trouble with semen retention because they don't have a purpose, and that's another characteristic of a weak man. You don't have a purpose, you don't have direction. So for me personally, when I was, you know, maybe like, cause I stopped watching porn last year of August, so it's almost a year since I completely stopped. I haven't even looked at it. But anyways, like I was saying, a lot of dudes that try semen retention out or not beating their meat or not watching porn, they easily like give up because they're feeding into that addiction. Well, it's basically an addiction. It's like a drug addiction. It's that feeling where, you know, every night. Because I know a lot of dudes, they still do it, that are our age. But I know a lot of dudes that, you know, right before they went to sleep, they would bust a nut, and they would help them sleep, you know, and it would make them they would make it a routine where every night they were doing it. And then let's say they want to stop, they can't because they're so addicted. You know, they're addicted to the feeling, and they make it their norm. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like back when I first started, I had trouble with it too, but it's because I didn't have a purpose. And I saw some YouTubers saying that too, where he didn't have. If you don't have a purpose, you're gonna fail at semen retention. And like he was saying, I asked him too. Like I was like, how do you find your purpose? Because that's what I looked up. I was like, purpose. Like I'm only 16. Like I don't have a purpose in life. You know, I don't know my purpose. So I tried looking up what's my purpose. But like he was saying, purpose is, you know, is individual. Everyone has their own purpose, and you have to find your purpose. But yeah, I didn't have a purpose, so you know, when I tried to quit, I couldn't because I was either playing video games in my bed or sleeping or going to work.
Just wasting your time.
Exactly. And whenever I was bored, I just get on my phone and, you know, I go to those bad websites. But as soon as I found my purpose, which now I feel like my purpose, you know, purpose can change in life, obviously. But back then, my purpose was to get more money. That was my main purpose.
Spoke about it on the last podcast, but continue. More
money. And, you know, that sounds like a lot of people say money is the root of all evil. But at the same time, money can bring you a lot of happiness, you know? And obviously, there's people out there in the world that don't have money that are really happy. But I was talking with Eli today at lunch, too, where he was kind of saying, if I was rich and I could take my whole family out to eat, that would make me really happy. Well, you can't do that without money, you know? So, yes, money does change people. But at the same time, money is not all bad. You need money to live. You need money to survive. And me being 16, I wanted my own money. I wanted my own freedom to do whatever I wanted to do, you know, to an extent, and not have to ask my parents. So that's when I got a job, and that's when I started working every day. And on top of that, obviously, I played football freshman year, and I played. I was in the weight room since freshman year, basically. But it wasn't like, you know, really like trying to like become a bigger person, a better person. So that's when I made that another purpose, to make my body look better, you know, to get more gains. That was another purpose. And when you really put your mind to these purposes, you don't have time to watch porn or to beat your meat, you know? You have to use that energy, and like I was saying, you have to use that energy and put it into something else. So, yeah, so you have all this energy left. I promise you, like, a lot of dudes, or not a lot of dudes, but I hear some dudes say, oh, like, semen retention is a joke, you know? It's not real.
They lack discipline.
Exactly. But at the same time, I want y'all, all the dudes that are watching this video, to just try it for 30 days. Not watching porn, not busting.
Start off smaller. 30 days is for someone that is say for an addict that's going
All right,
Every day,
yeah, you
more
right.
palatable.
Like a
Go a week.
Yeah.
And make it a week. Go 2 weeks.
Exactly. Just
See how
try
your
it
life
out.
change.
You'll see in the first, I'll tell you, it's the same thing as breaking any addiction. In the first 3 days, probably, it's going to be the hardest. You're going to be urging to get on that phone and go to those bad websites. But you got to tell yourself, you know, is this how I really want to live for the rest of my life? You know, being 45, having no kids, no wife, being
Living
broke,
in your mom's
just
basement.
beating your meat like in your mom's basement at 45. Like, you got to really think about, like, is this really worth it? You know, is this nut really worth it? Because I know y'all dudes out there that still beat your meat and watch porn. They call it post nut clarity, but basically you feel bad after you bust a nut to porn.
Man, why did I do that? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And that's not for no reason. You feel bad because your brain knows that wasn't good. You know? That really wasn't, that isn't, because if you think about it, you having sex with yourself, with your hand. You having sex with yourself, bro. And, and if you really think about it, that's gotta be some messed up stuff, like to really have sex with yourself. So, your brain knows, like, you know, this wasn't good, but it felt good in the moment. But 10 seconds after,
Gratification.
yeah, 10 seconds after you bust, you're down. You want to go to sleep,
You down bad, you ain't got no energy.
Exactly.
Bro. You depleted
You're
yourself.
depleted.
and then people fall
Wake
into
up
that.
the next day feeling like shit.
Exactly, people fall into that cycle of, oh, what can I do to make myself feel better? Weed, drugs.
Leading to other bad habits because you
Exactly.
already got a Lord.
So it's all, you gotta have a good starting point, a good foundation. And I feel like for men, that starts with stop watching porn and try to go on semen retention.
Alright. So y'all tapped in with the semen retention. You kind of tapped in with why, right? Now for the skeptics out there, let me lay out the research I've done. If you don't believe me, do it yourself, right? So this is more so the neuroscience behind NoFap, right? So y'all know what the reward system in your brain is, dopamine,
Yeah.
right? That's the feel good hormone, right? So whenever you flush your brain into like these instant gratifications, right? You're building a thought pattern, right? You're building a neurological loop, all right? So when you are busting, right? You're flushing a, right?
I gotta show you the video after, bro.
Alright. I'm finna lose what I'm about to say. But when you get that nut off, bro, your brain is flushed with hella dopamine, right? Hella dopamine for doing nothing. You're getting that reward chemical for doing nothing. That reward chemical, right? You might hear of runner's high, right? You get that same, you kind of feel high, I guess, right? Because that dopamine is flushing in your brain because it's rewarding you for
Breaking a milestone. like
breaking a
PR,
milestone,
you know what I'm saying?
right?
That's why you
The
feel
dopamine
excited
is
after
there.
you do good
You
things.
got to use it to your benefit, right? So we tap in with the instant gratification. That dopamine will shoot up, and then usually it crashes, right? It crashes because you fucked me up, Hoto, bro.
Nah, bro, I ain't do nothing. You lying.
It crashes because naturally, that producing that much dopamine in one setting is not natural.
Yeah, definitely.
The purpose of nutting is to procreate and reproduce, but you know, now because of condom and birth control, we could just do it, right? But biologically, we're not meant to be constantly flushing our brain with all that dopamine, because now you have no motivation, right? Motivation comes from how much dopamine you have in the tank. If you just wasted all of it, think of it like a gas tank, right? Your car's running good and dandy on full, but tank is empty, your car's not going nowhere. Same thing with dopamine. That's why you notice after you bust, right, you lazy, you just want to lay in bed. You have no motivation to do anything. Why? Because you ain't got no dopamine, right? And then if you want to get spiritual about it, you ain't got no energy, you ain't got no vibe.
Exactly.
If you want to get scientific about it, like I said, that dopamine's not there. And then not only are you wasting all your dopamine, you're wiring your brain to that easy fix, right? Because your brain's like, all right, well, if I could get this high from doing nothing, why am I gonna fucking do something that is hard? Why am I gonna do something that is hard if I could literally just do this?
Yep.
But that's where your rational mind comes in. You're like, okay, yes, I could get that high, but is this high getting me anywhere? Is this high making me a better person? Let me answer that question for you.
Why not?
It's not. There's no arguing with that. It's not. So that's a little bit of the science behind it. Y'all could do your own research. See if it works for you. Don't knock it. Right? If you try it and it's not for you, cool. But this community, the NoFap community, is huge. Why is it so huge? If it's that huge, it has to be doing something for someone.
Yeah.
It's done a lot for me.
Done a lot for me too.
It's done loads for me.
Yeah.
Not wasting those loads has done loads for me.
That's why you see the glow. Look at the glow.
Yeah.
You looking good. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a little bit of the science behind it. Y'all want to add anything on, or we take it to the next topic? We wrap up. We got a lot in.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Anything?
I also want to tap in with weak men and female nature, how it all ties together.
I say that for
Yeah,
his
that's
video.
what I do.
No.
But like, if you want to like give a quick recap.
All right, bro. So recap of the video. Beginning, why we chose the topic of weak men.
It's the era we live in.
Yes, sir. Just to recap on that, we chose it because that's what we live in, bro. We want to make a change, all that stuff. Second topic, red pill and turning point, all that stuff. My bad, bro. Red pill and turning point. Red pill is a mindset. It's the truth of the world. You know what I'm saying? And turning point, basically, what made us change and what made us want to be the best version of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Working every day. The third thing that I want to recap on is the characteristics of a weak man. What was the first one? Emotional. Second one,
Not being confident.
not being confident. Third one,
No direction.
no direction. Fourth one,
Is it a semen retention?
yeah, semen
So,
retention,
or
Instant gratification.
instant gratification. Yeah. So that was a quick recap of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is ET Speaks. Elijah, Tyler, our boy
Yes.
Devin. Appreciate you for coming out,
Yeah.
man.
Links in descriptions for everything.
Links in-
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Bell notification if you fucking with it. Until next time, we out. Peace. Oh no!